What is up, my dudes? I'm Kyle, and do you remember the time when you were introduced to Pokemon? Nowadays, almost everyone and their mother know about Pokemon as a big franchise. The movies, games, shows, merchandise, and more merchandise. Just by going on Google and typing Pokemon merchandise and going on images, you can see what I am talking about. But you might be thinking, what does this have to do with the video? Well, that, my dudes, is what I'm going to talk about. Let us revisit my introduction to the Pokemon series. It was the year 2005. Maybe it was 2004. Anyways, me and my friends are playing outside, and then I ask my friend, what's the best game that he has played on his Gameboy Advance? He told me that he would show it to me once we went to his house. We went to his house, and he showed me a game where you have monsters fighting against monsters. That's a kid's dream right there. And that game's name? New game, let's go. Here's Professor Birch, yada yada yada, boy, hot dog, let's go. And we're in the back of a truck. After that uncomfortable ride, we fix our clock, then we go down and Mom tells us to meet Dad's friend next door. Next door we get to meet Dad's friend's wife and eventually their daughter, May, who becomes our friend. Okay? But where would the prof be? Having a bit of trouble, of course. He asks us to help and we get to pick one of 3 Pokemon. Grass, fire, or water. Fried chicken tayo syempre. Save the professor, teleport, and he gives us the chicken for free. He then asks us to go see his daughter. Wala tayong no choice. On the way, we get to battle Pokemon and eventually May herself. After that, we go back to the professor and bam! Pokédex and some balls. Mom tells us to go on our own adventure, and we do, since we're good. Onwards to adventure. See an insect, catch the insect. We pass through Oldale and arrive at Petalburg, while catching a Zigzagoon along the way. In Petalburg, we get to meet with Dad, and this kid barges in, and we have to look after him. He catches the routes. We now go back and get told to get badges, so why not? On the way to Rustboro, in the woods, insect evolves into another insect, we catch a mushroom, prevented robbery, and someone gave us their ball. After battling some kids outside the woods, insect evolved into her final form. In Rustboro, we heal and head to the gym to get the badge. We head out and see theft. But being the good boy that we are, we help them. We chase after the thief, but it's not just theft, it's also pokenapping, stealing this old boy's Pico. We go in, beat him, and all is good. We go back to the goods boy, and he gives us his other ball. And then we teleport. He brings us to this company and turns us into a delivery boy. And of course, he gives us a phone. Of course, we deliver them since we're a good boy. We go get cut and then go to Mr. Old Boy to get to Dewford on his ship. Once on Dewford, we head to the gym, evolving Manok into a mas malaking Manok and getting the badge. We now have to deliver the letter to Steven inside the cave where we get Flash. We got Tigas and we eventually give Steven the letter and we're done with the cave. We now go to Sleetport to deliver the goods. In the museum, we are battled by Team Magma. Then their leader shows up and tells us their plans of expanding something. Anyway, on our way going to Marvel for a 3rd badge, we battle May and beat her to get the item finder. In Marvel, in front of the gym is Wally Boy, and we beat him because he only has 1 Pokemon. But before we enter the third gym, we have to evolve Kaboots, HM, and get a bike. All that's left now is to beat Santa Claus and get the badge. We get Rock Smash, smash some rocks, and get strength. After that, we go to Fall Arbor because that's the only place we could go. In this place, Route 113 is one of my favorite places in this game. Anyways, once we arrive at Fall Arbor, we leave immediately and go to a cave where we meet Team Magma again, but this time, we also meet Team Aqua. Team Magma says that they will do something in Mount Chimney, so we have to take a look at that. We now ride a cable car to the top of Mount Chimney, which is actually a volcano, and here we see Team Aqua against Team Magma, and we have to stop Maxi from doing something. His plan is to, by amplifying its power with this machine, Mount Chimney's volcanic activity will instantly intensify. Foo. The volcano will erupt, spewing lava that will cool and harden. It will expand the landmass, then create space for new species of Pokemart to evolve and give humans more space to advance. We beat him, and he just leaves. Out of my sight, out of my mind. We head down to Lava Ridge to challenge the gym. And there we go, badge 4. As we head out of the gym, May gives us googles. After evolving Tigas, we come back to Petalburg to face our dad for the 5th badge. He tells us that Wally Boy's parents want to give us something, and it's Surf. Okay. With Surf, we now go back to Marvel and Santa Claus is there to ask us a favor. Go there, evolve Manok, turn it off, thank you. Now that that is out of the way, we head back to the east of Marvel and serve to Steven. He talks to us and leave. Here are taller grasses and we catch a banana tree. We eventually arrive at the Weather Institute featuring Team Magma. They came here to steal something, I don't know. But we beat them and the Weather Boy gives us a Pokemart. We exit the building, cross the bridge, and May battles us. We beat her, get Fly, and bye-bye. We arrive at Fortree, but when we were about to challenge the gym, there is something blocking our path, which leaves us no choice but head to east and see Steven on the bridge. He gives us the Devon Scope, which makes it possible to see invisible Pokemon. This makes it possible for us to go challenge the gym and battle Winona. On our way to Lily Cove, we see Team Magma planning on doing something on Mount Pyre. Arriving at Mount Pyre, we head to the top of the Cemetery Mountain to find Magma Thugs and Maxi stealing the blue orb and heading towards Lakeport. The old lady gave us the remaining red orb and asks us to chase Team Magma. In Lakeport, we see Capitan being interviewed outside of the port, but suddenly Team Magma is there. Oh. We come back to Lily Cove to try to stop Team Magma in their hideout. In the hideout, there are these panels which I hate. Tigas evolve into his final form and we steal a Master Ball before beating the Magma admin. However, for us to be able to give chase, we must get to Shoal Cave and get this boy because we will need to use him later. In Moss Deep, we get Dye from Steven and evolve Boy! Not once, but twice before battling the gym leaders, Tate and Liza. We get the badge and head out to the seafloor cavern. We see the stolen submarine and we must now see what Team Magma is up to with the stolen blue orb. We finally arrive at the bottommost part of the seafloor cavern, where we see steam, lava, and a certain Pokemon. When approaching the Pokemon, Maxi arrives and tells us that we must disappear. As the battle finishes, Maxi's blue orb suddenly began shining and Team Aqua arrives late to the party and tells us that things went south. We all get out of the seafloor cavern and harsh sunlight greets us. Maxie and Archie left us alone. After a while, Steven arrives. He tells us to go to Zootopolis because the sunlight is even harsher there. We arrive at Zootopolis and this boy tells us to go do something because we have the red orb. We go in, catch Groudon, and leave. Upon leaving, everything is back to normal, like nothing happened. And just like nothing happened, we challenge the last gym and get the last badge, which makes us able to use Waterfall to get to the Pokemon League on Evergrande City. We go into the Victory Road, and as we were about to exit the cave, Wally Boy shows up, ambushes us. He beats us, of course. After playing through Pokemon Ruby, I have to say it's pretty hard.
What?
Or maybe I'm just a noob. This time, we finally arrive at the Pokemon League. After grinding my Pokemon up to level 55, I think we're ready to go. To become the very best like no one ever was.
Ho ho! Yada yada. NANI?! NANI?! Very nice! Oh no! Oh no! Yada yada daぜ. NANI?! Son of a bitch! Oh shit! Goodbye, Jojo! Oh no! Boy! 무더! Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, boy. Hey, that's pretty good. Ho ho! Oh no! Yeah, boy.
Ay, 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 ay.
After playing through Pokemon Ruby, again, I have to say that I've enjoyed it. Well, some people even consider Pokemon Emerald, the enhanced version of Pokemon Ruby and Pokemon Sapphire, as one of the best, if not the best, Pokemon game ever. So to those of you who haven't even played a Pokemon game, heck, even to those of you who have played Pokemon before, I suggest that you play this game. Well, that's all for me in this video. Subscribe please.